Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everybody doing this evening? Happy Monday. It's a Trap Productions is here. What is going on, bruv? Tina is here as well. Alex Martinez, what is going on, bruv? How is it going? Let me go and give a shout out to my patrons early on, so that way we can dive into the topics and the chat for the night. So, huge shout out to my patrons: A Grey Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, who's in the chat right now, bruv. Please go support his channel. Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sarif, Proper Jeremy, The DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. Thank you so much for being patrons. You're all amazing and beautiful people. CT, what is going on, CT? How is it going, bruv? Patrick McDuff, what is going on, bruv? I'm sure that some people are not on right now because originally I had this stream scheduled for 7, and the reason why was because Mondays, every other Monday, I have something going on that usually keeps me possibly past 6:30, but I got home early today, had already eaten dinner and everything, took care of the pups, so I am good, and so I am back at our regular time slot. But because I changed the time at the last minute, that might be a reason why people are slowly coming on. But you know me, I don't mind when the chat's slow because it allows me to interact with you guys and answer questions more directly. So It's a Trap Production says, "My lord, I'm happy to see you. I'm doing great working on my next animated video. It's for my superhero comedy series, Ninja Steve." Well, thank you very much for your patronage and for your comment. And guys, go check out the It's a Trap Productions channel. He does some brilliant voice work over there, and I would love to do a collaboration with him doing voice work, because I think that we could have a blast doing some voice stuff back and forth with each other. Let's see, Super Anime Gamer, hey-o, I'm doing alright, having a typical Monday, if you know what I mean. How are you doing? I understand, I've got a case of the Mondays as well. Feeling a little bit of Garfield. But yes, I totally understand. Mark O'Quist, hail Odin, hail to you, good sir. Thank you very much for joining. Big Daddy Sunbeam, hail Odin. What's up, Big Daddy Sunbeam? How is it going, bruv? Soul Assassin is here. How is it going, bruv? Nico Blue, hello there. Alex Martinez says, Odin, how have you been in Valhalla? I've been quite good. Been quite good indeed. I'm feeling okay. A little bit tired, a bit tired. Monday classes are always the roughest, I feel, because you're coming off of a weekend and you're just not fully into it. Luckily, today was mostly reviews, so it was a pretty easy day to go through. And it's nice to only have 3 instead of 4 classes, so that was definitely nice as well. Mex, dude, you need to, Mex, you need to put school aside, and you need to come back to these streams, man, because I miss you. I miss all of your EU conversations, and especially now that I finished the Thrawn trilogy, and now I'm halfway through the second book of the Thrawn duology, and I've also been reading a couple, Outbound Flight, everything like this. I really wish you were here more often so that we could talk about this kind of stuff, man. Anyway, Thug Life Jeremy, Lord Odin, hail the Allfather, hail to you, Thug Life Jeremy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pagan God, I miss you too with every bullet so far. Well, Pagan God, what is going on, bruv? Welcome back. Always great to see you here as well. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Tina says, I've seen Odin and Steph retweet you. Yes, indeed, because It's a Trap is amazing. So, guys, as you can see for the title of this video, since obviously I normally always let my live streams, I let you guys control the chat of the various topics, but there are a few things that have been going on. So, my video today covered a couple of them. First off, what in the hell is Disney doing? I mean, if you have not seen the newest trailer for Disney's Aladdin, and if you have not seen the abomination that is the giant Smurf Navi conglomeration of what's supposed to be the Genie is, oh my god, it's cringe-worthily bad. It's so freaking bad. Add on top of that Brie Larson just can't shut her damn mouth for a second and has shown herself to be one of the worst people working in Hollywood today because she is obsessed. She is obsessed with her hatred for white men. It's really disturbing. Super Anime Gamer says, today I took like 5 hours for what I thought was a 2-hour job rewriting a movie review twice and still not done. And now I have totally meaningless homework to do. Sorry, tried to hold back the rant. I like how it's how the movie review, it took so long, and now I've got homework to do. Damn. I always appreciate that. Soul Assassin says, the genie looks like Thanos' wannabe cousin. Yeah, it does kind of have that Thanos vibe to it. But as I said, I like the giant Smurf Navi from Avatar much better because I hate Avatar. And anytime I get a chance to crap on that movie, I will take it. Super says, at least I feel better now. Thanks for listening, fam squad. No problem at all, fam. No problem at all. You are an amazing person, so. It's a Trap Productions. My lord, I'd love to do a collaboration with you. I'll write up a script one day as a love letter to the kingdom of Asgard. Well, thank you, It's a Trap Productions. Please keep me posted on that. That sounds like it would be so much fun. Mupti says, who were these idiots that complained about Genie not being blue? I knew this was going to backfire on them. No. Both, I was someone who complained about the Genie not being blue and also complaining about this because I'm sorry, no. The image of him that was on Entertainment Weekly or whatever it was, with just the full outfit on but not being blue, was just stupid. Like, it just didn't make any sense. He still had the cuffs on and everything. It just looked bad. Like, I'm sorry, the haircut, everything, it looked awful. Add on top of that, oh, he's blue now you're still not happy? No, it's not that it's not that he's blue. It's that he's one of the worst CGI'd creation creatures that I still don't really know exactly what the hell it is. So, no, you can definitely complain about both because, dear Lord, did they botch that one. Tina says, hey, she speaks for all we women of color. Yeah, sure she does. Back to our regular programming. No, Tina, I'm glad that you bring that up because I brought that up in the video. I love how she's trying to, like, I love how she is on her high horse and she's saying, well, I just noticed one day that, oh, man, all of the people reviewing the movies that I'm talking to, most of them are white men. And so I talked to a liberal college professor who happens to work within the woke studies industry, and she told me about a verified study that is indeed the case. And so I decided to start choosing, I started to choose the diverse people. I started to choose the underrepresented people, and out of the goodness of my own heart, I made sure to make time for them because they're just so down. They're just so helpless that only I, as the white woman with a lot of money in Hollywood, only I could possibly help them. Like, seriously, her arrogance is, it's the stuff of Sith legend. It's pretty much the best way to say that. Super says, today's attempts make 3 times trying to write this post. It's infuriating me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, man, we got a few super chats already. So, first off, Leela Lightning, thank you very much for the Aussie $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bruv. Odin is a pimp confirmed. Much love to all here. Well, thank you very much, man. I don't know exactly if I'm a pimp, but I appreciate the love nonetheless. Sean Egan, thank you very much for the $10 super chat, man. Hi, Odin. My first donation for you. Well, thank you. I watch all of the Phantom Menace, Doomcock DVD, Geeks and Gamers, CAPS, Anna, Ivan, loyal watcher here. Larson makes it so easy to financially skip Captain Marvel. Well, thank you very much for being supportive of all of us, and thank you so much for the first donation to the channel. I really do appreciate that, man. No, seriously, she is making it so easy to not see the movie, and again, it pains me that I'm still going to see it. I mean, I'm buying a ticket to something else. Like, that is something I decided a long time ago. But it pains me that I'm still going to see that damn movie because I just don't even want to give her my time. I don't even want to give her the 2 hours of my life that I'm never going to be able to get back just to watch her be a strong woman on screen. Like, seriously, I just don't even want to, but I have to because as I said before, if I will read the first Twilight book just so that I can crap on it, so that when the first person says, well, how would you know? You haven't even read it. I read the whole book, and it's awful. Coming from the person that watched the entire first season of Girls just so that I could say, yeah, it's a terrible series, and she's a terrible actress. Lena Dunham is a terrible actress, and she's not funny. And they said, oh, how would you know you haven't watched? I could say, no, I struggled through the entire first season, and I chuckled once, and it was because Adam Driver is just a charismatic guy who I really like personally as an actor. I mean, anyone that's going to serve our country, even though he never really saw active duty because of an injury, still, the fact that he went through basic training and dedicated his life and was a part of it, he has my utmost respect. So yeah, it's just so hard for me though to have to sit through that crap, and I'm dreading it. We're less than a month away at this point, and I'm not looking forward to it, Sean. But thank you again for the donation, man. Repalancia, thank you so much for the Aussie $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Getting up seeing the latest news on movies makes me want to go to my film library and watch the oldies. It is so bad that I cannot cease spending my money on them. Great videos, Odin. Well, thank you, Reed. I really do appreciate that. You are always very supportive of the channel, so thank you so much for that. And no, I agree. And I think that what I talked about today in the video for the channel is absolutely true. You're looking at Disney, which is one of the largest corporations, the largest film, one of the largest film producers in the world, and yet all they're doing is putting out remakes, reboots, or just really bad adaptations. And it's getting to the point where you got to ask the question, is there going to be a peak for Disney? Is Disney going to eventually be on the decline? I mean, take a look at some of the biggest companies that have ever existed. No company in my eyes has ever really stood the test of time and has never fallen away. There's always going to be a fall at some point, or at least a major change. And I'm thinking that them putting all of their eggs into this SJW basket, them putting all of their eggs into, oh, we're going to make things woke. We're going to remake our animated movies that in and of themselves are already remakes of classic stories. And what we're going to do is, okay, so here's our justification for it, okay? So obviously we want to make a little bit of money, but we also want to make sure that everyone knows just how woke we are. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to make it live action, so that way we can cast the right races this time, and then everyone will be happy because everyone's race will be represented on screen correctly and accurately. Like, that's in my mind the reason how you got these films coming together. Because I still cannot find within me how you can justify making or remaking any of these films. They're classics. They're fine the way they are. It's not like the technology of CGI has come so far as to be amazing. I'm sorry, but Abu is a freaking CGI creature when you could easily have a trained monkey who would be adorable and cute and would steal the show, much like the cat, much like Goose the cat is going to steal the show in Captain Marvel. But no, they're not doing that. But Reed, I appreciate it. And seriously, it's like you have to run to the oldies. You have to run to the classic film era in order to find good storytelling that was mostly free of the political nonsense. I mean, there are few and far between movies that you can really thoroughly enjoy without some kind of political message being shoved down your throat. It really is insane. Dark Jedi, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Alrighty, so let's see. Chat jumped on me, but Super says, okay, got that one. Ax Martinez says, Disney went full, I'm not going to say that word, went full blank with that new Aladdin trailer. I hope the movie bombs. Also, you know the irony about Brie Larson was engaged to a white male. Gasp, I know. She must be a self-hating person, right? It's so funny. And someone pointed out in the comments, trying to like make a point, trying to say, oh, you're complaining about all this, but you forget that one of the directors is a white male and the one of the writers are white men too. And it's like, no. The reason why this is a problem is because Brie Larson has now on several occasions gone after white men specifically. The only reason she's not going after the director or writer is because she is the one who is in their movie. She relies on them. If she didn't rely on them, if they were just like an ethereal presence and they happen to be white men, she would go after them. But because she can't really crap where she can't really crap where she sleeps, is I believe the expression, or crap where you eat, then that's the only reason why she hasn't said anything about them. So, and also I think it just adds to her hypocrisy as well, because, oh no, white man, so crazy. Trap Productions says, Malo, the Aladdin trailer looks, I'm scared and horrified. Seriously, don't watch it. I mean, if you want to be cringed out of your mind, especially at the last sequence, please do. And as I said in my video, the worst part isn't even the genie. The worst part isn't even Will Smith's giant blue Smurf ass. It's no, without any question of a doubt, that soy boy that they have chosen to be Jafar. I'm sorry, but Jafar does not go, oh, enter the cave, please. Make sure you get me that lamp. Like, seriously, like, I know that's not exactly how he sounds, but in my mind, that's what I heard was, I'm Jafar, and even though I'm the correct race, I'm obviously the worst person for this role because I don't fit the personality of Jafar at all. And it's like, then why were you cast? God, it's so bad. It is so bad. Patrick Duff says, oh, it looks like Disney is trying to ruin Will Smith's career. That's hot. That's hot. Well, Will Smith has kind of been on the decline for a while now, and that's just been by his own choices. YouTube Rewind didn't help him that much. Alex Martinez says, so essentially Brie Larson is a hypocrite who hates white men but dates an NPC white dude. Yeah, pretty much. Well, we already knew that she was a hypocrite because she's trying to be like, oh, yeah, white men. It's like, excuse me, you're the Hollywood actress who has millions of dollars who's asking for for poorer people to donate their hard-earned money to your stupid Captain Marvel campaign when you yourself could fund the damn thing with without blinking an eye. And yet that you're going to go after white men. Because white men are just so privileged. Little Miss White Girl with a giant bank account because you're a Hollywood actress and you're Captain Marvel and you're supposed to be like, oh no, but the white men and women are being held back in equal pay. Shut the hell up. Take your millions of dollars and shove it up your you know what. Super Anime Gamer says, I woke up this morning to that Aladdin trailer. I already wasn't excited. This crushed my dreams. Legit, the CG is so bad. Will Smith's face is freaking lagging in the clip. And this is Disney. I agree, man. And everyone's number one excuse is going to be like, oh, well, they've got 3 months to fix the CGI. And it's like, yeah, every single time you say that, it never happens. I cannot tell you how many trailers I've called out and said, the CGI looks trash. And then everyone's like, oh, no, it'll be better. And then I go and see the movie and said, no, the CGI looks as bad as it did in the trailers. So no, I'm sorry, you're wrong. You're wrong. Tina says, I'm so thankful to have elitist white woman on my side. Hashtag go see non-woke Alita Battle Angel. Yeah, seriously. So I've been talking about Valkyrie about this, and we've been hearing some very negative things about Alita Battle Angel, but we've been hearing them from SJWs, and so it makes us want to go see that movie even more, even though I had no interest in seeing that movie. Even though already from the trailers, I thought the CGI just looked not good, especially because I don't like the choice that they made, the creative choice that they made to make her look just like the anime creature. I personally just don't like that. At the same time, if it's making SJWs mad, if it's making the woke police mad, then it must be doing something right, and it must be mostly free of identity politics. And if that's the case, I will go support that movie. So me and the Valkyries have been talking about going and supporting Alita Battle Angel over anything else that Disney puts out. Big Daddy Sunbeam says, Genie looked like a late 90s CGI. I'm embarrassed for Disney. Yeah, seriously, it looked cringe-worthily bad. It looked so bad. Yes, you're right. River, you're absolutely right. Sorry, my dog River was letting her voice be heard because she is a strong woman. But she's a good girl. She's a strong girl. Yes, she is. Yes, you are. You're such a strong, independent lady. Yes. She looks up at me like saying, you're perpetuating the male patriarchy by treating me like a dog. Well, you are a dog, so. Let's see. It's a Trap Production says, her arrogance blights her, my lord. Now she will experience the full power of the Phantom Menace. It is true. It's absolutely true. And that's why it's funny that you mentioned the Phantom Menace when we talk about it, because it's so funny to see some of the comments trying to say, oh, you're just taking all of your anger for Star Wars and you're bringing it over to the MCU. It's like, no. Disney owns all of these companies. Disney started the SJW train with Star Wars, and now look where Star Wars is. It looks like, based on all accounts, based on everything that we know, based on the words of Brie Larson and the writer of the Captain Marvel comic herself, that Disney is going in the same direction with Marvel, at least with Phase 4. So, I'm sorry, but we're going off what we have here, and what we have here just does not look good for the future of the MCU. Outpost Dyer says, hello there, Outpost Dyer, how art thou? Hologram Nunchuck, what is going on, bruv? What is going on, bruv? Welcome back. Great to see you here, as always. Planet Mars, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Tina says, you read Twilight and lived to tell us? And then she says, I read it for my niece who liked all that crap at the time. She thankfully grown out of it. Well, I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, I read the entire first book of Twilight, and it was some of the worst writing I've ever experienced in my life. It was painful to get through, but yet I did it so that anyone who told me anything else about it being good or being immersive, I could just say, no. It was bad. And I can tell you every single point which is bad because I actually sat down and read it. That's right. I didn't listen to an audiobook. I actually read that crap. And that was like back in college. Oh my God, it was so bad. I know, River. I know. I'm as mad as you are. Let's see. Gabriel Alejandro Pandiela Rodriguez, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Soulsad says, don't waste your time with the movie. Come to Texas. We have the rodeo going. I'll buy you a beer and a funnel cake. Well, you can buy me the funnel cake because I do not drink beer. I am actually a straight edge individual, but I appreciate it. I will take that funnel cake, though. I will eat that funnel cake. I'll eat 2 funnel cake. Cobra Kaiser Soze, what's going on, bruv? Says, shouldn't Brickface Larson demonstrate her wokeness by bowing out gracefully and demand to be replaced by Monica Rambeau? No. No. Like, seriously, if the SJWs are going to truly live up to everything, then she would need to be replaced with an African-American transgendered man. And only then would it be only then would it be okay. Only then would it be like, no, we have to representation. We have to get the highest level of victimhood possible. Because that's what it is about SJWs. Like, it's all about victimhood. Where do you fall on the victimhood chart? Because the more victimhood you have, the more you can get away with. It's the same reason why you got a congresswoman from Minnesota who is a blatant anti-Semite, and yet she's being told, oh, she shouldn't say those things, but she just needs to have a conversation. But then if anyone who's a Republican says anything even close to being conceived as anti-Semitic, oh my God, they need to be fired. Oh my God, they need to be an ethics violation. It's truly amazing. Like, because again, if you fit off certain things, because the congresswoman happens to be a Somali Muslim, so a woman, a female Somali Muslim, so of course she's protected. She can do whatever the hell she wants, and she can get away with it. But if you're a white man, oh, no, evil, cannot get away with anything, because you got the privilege, man. Oh, the privilege. NPC, you have privilege. I will only talk about privilege because I am NPC and I have no original thoughts. Seriously, that's what goes on. That is what goes on in their tiny, tiny little heads with their tiny little brains in their mostly tiny little bodies. Oh man, I've fallen behind on the chat already. It sounds like a regular Monday, folks. Alex Martinez says, Odin, thank you for bringing up the business point about Disney peaking, then falling is coming soon. They ruined Star Wars by going woke. Disney's time to come. No, seriously, like, if they don't have a course correction soon, that is the direction they're going to go. Because people will say, like, well, how could you say the MCU is just so strong? Yeah, but guess what? Star Wars was looking pretty damn strong when it made over $2 billion, and then Solo came out and lost $200 million at the box office. We had the first Star Wars film in history lose money. So go ahead and keep telling yourself, oh, the MCU is untouchable. Oh, the MCU is too big to fail. Oh, Disney is too big to fail. There is no company, movie franchise, anything that is too big to fail. Because if you're not able to grab your audience, if you're not able to keep putting butts in seats, you're not going to be successful. Those are just the facts of life. Now, am I saying that Captain Marvel is going to lead to the instant fall of the MCU? No, I honestly think Endgame is going to do well. I think Endgame is probably going to make close to $2 billion again. But I'm talking about the fact that they've gone on record to say that Captain Marvel is the future of the MCU. They've gone on record to say that Captain Marvel is based off of the Captain Marvel from 2012, which was written by an SJW. And so if you're talking about a character who's based off of an SJW's mindset, who's being played by an SJW who hates white men, and the future of the MCU is supposed to be based on her, or is supposed to have her at the center of it, please explain to me then how any of that SJW nonsense does not go into the story account, does not go into the storytelling, and therefore has no impact on Phase 4. Again, I'm waiting. I'll wait for your answer. Tina says, in front of Odin's movie, highlight your message. Okay, thank you very much for telling them how it's done. Super says, beta male feminists don't count. Yes, seriously. All right, and then y'all are talking to each other. Outpost Dyer says, well, I am home for Odin's movie vlog, so it just started looking up. Well, Outpost Dyer, I'm glad to hear that things are looking up. Great to have you here, as always. Marvel Man TV, what's going on, bro? Did you see the most recent Captain Marvel TV spot? If I'm not mistaken, the spot was everyone telling her she can't do anything right. Could you react to it and talk about it live? So I'm not going to react to it live just because the way that copyright stuff works, I don't even want to play that game. That's why I don't do actual live trailer reactions anymore, because every single time I uploaded it, I immediately got told, oh, you're using material that's not yours. And even though it might be under fair use, I don't feel like dealing with that nonsense. And so I'd rather just make a video after watching it and then explain. I have seen that trailer. And the reason why, and I mentioned it in the video that I talked about today, the reason why I hate it so much is because at the very end of the video, at the very end of the trailer, she says, like everyone's been, she says, I'm tired of people telling me what I can and cannot do. Which, if you followed feminism, especially like third, fourth wave feminism for a while now, you know that that's like a basic tenet. Oh, I'm tired of people telling me what I can and cannot do. So they've made it clear in every single trailer so far, every single one has had at least one of those little feminist nuggets to it. You had the hero. You had her saying like, oh, let's show the boys how it's done. And basically all of this just faux nonsense. Oh my God, like there's never been a female superhero before. There's never been a female hero in any movie ever. This is breaking boundaries. No, it's not. This is nothing new. And don't let them convince you. Don't let them spin the narrative to make you believe that it's new, because it's not. It's absolutely not. And that's the reason why I'm going after it so hard, is because they're lying to people. And then in the process of that, they're setting up for the potential downfall of the entire MCU on top of that. So I'm not okay with that. Pro Comics says, hi, Odin. Will Smith hurt his career pushing Jaden in After Earth and Blueface Bad? Yeah, seriously, Blueface Bad. And yeah, because After Earth, I think, was really kind of the peak of, yeah, Will Smith isn't nearly what he used to be. Cobra Kai says, couldn't they have at least put a vest on Will Smith's Genie? You would have thought so, but maybe it cost them too much to CGI the vest on. I mean, God. You know what the sad thing is that they spent money to make the CGI Genie. And oh, what a waste of money it was. Oh, it's so sad. James Hancock, what's going on, bruv? Is that Prince Voltan on your mic? Yes, it is. It is indeed. Golden's alive! It is. Super Anime Gamer says, and that scene at the very beginning with the rocks crumbling and the lava looks like made for TV or straight to DVD. Yep, absolutely. Like, seriously, what's even worse, though, is every single time there are actors on screen and there is a background, it looks like they're standing in front of a green screen. And anytime CGI looks that bad, there's a serious problem. And if even the CGI can't be done right, and you're that big of a studio with that big of a budget, with that big of a movie, yeah, things aren't going to end well. Something tells me that film is not going to be as successful as they want it to be. Suicide Ground says, I'm being serious here. I said that Twilight was bad and my family got triggered. Well, don't worry. As someone who read the book, I can tell you, you are right. Twilight is terrible. From an objective standpoint, it is one of the worst written books of all time, and it spawned one of the worst movie franchises of all time, which, thank God, I didn't watch all of. I think I saw the first two, because, again, self-hate, I guess. But no, you are totally right. That is not an opinion. That is a freaking fact. Let's see. Super Anime Gamer says, Aladdin's director is Guy Ritchie, right? What's weird is he's never done anything remotely like this before. Do you have any ideas on why they hired him? Yeah, I don't remember if Guy Ritchie was directing or not. That sounds about right to me. Who knows? Honestly, why do they choose most of the people? I mean, keep this in mind. The people directing Captain Marvel are two nobodies that have never directed anything big before. And I think they're like partners, you know, I don't know romantically or not, but they're definitely at least work partners because they worked on everything that they've worked on before together. So they're, again, these indie directors that this huge trend lately has been, oh, let's get a bunch of indie directors to direct giant big budget films. And sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you have people that have a big enough vision that it's able to pay off. Other times, you know, Rian Johnson, The Last Jedi, and other examples like that, it doesn't really pay off as much. And we shall all be the judge when Captain Marvel comes out. Patrick McDuff says, I hate Twilight, but you admit the theme music is pretty good, but that's only part of Twilight. The rest of it's garbage. No, I wouldn't even admit that much. Sunny B says she married her own biological brother. Wait, who married her own biological brother? Wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm very confused here because there's so many topics that we were talking about. Suicide Ground says, I got to stay home today from school. Well, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Hologram says, is that an Odin action figure on the mic? No. It's Prince Voltan from Flash Gordon. Flash. Marvel Man TV already answered your comment, man. Pay attention. Suicide Ground says, I laughed for an hour straight at a Aladdin trailer. For an hour straight, I am not surprised by that at all. Because, God, so bad. Mile Peril, what's going on, bruv? I want a Geeks and Gamers to do an Odin speak faster than me challenge. Ooh, that could be fun. I don't think anyone on the Geeks and Gamers channel could speak faster than me. Just going to say it. Just going to say it right now. Whether they're reading off of a teleprompter or just speaking off the top of their head, I don't think any of them can beat me. And I'll fight anyone on that. Tina says, I've noticed Goose is now missing after it getting all the praise. Well, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me because they're like, oh, we can't have Goose, a cat, take away from the first ever Whammon superhero. Sure. Super says, Brie Larson is one of those hipster geeks that reads like 5 pages of a comic, seeing like 10 images of cosplay from San Diego Comic-Con on Twitter, and then think they have experience and opinions on geek culture. Yeah, seriously. It's so funny because it's interesting, too, because keep this in mind. She also, as I said in the video today, she geeked out for the writer of the rebooted Captain Marvel of 2012 and was like freaking out as if she was some kind of a goddess. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sorry, the only thing that I know that she's responsible for is the reboot Captain Marvel, which has needed to be rebooted 4 times since she took over, which, if that tells me anything, she's a failed comic writer. So, yeah, you're getting excited for that because she's a whammon and she's SAW. Mild Peril, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Remember to forget this super chat. You got it, bud. But seriously, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Alex Martinez says, Captain Marvel is the full pinnacle of woke marketing. I totally agree that Captain Marvel has the full potential to destroy the MCU and be Last Jedi bad. I agree. I think that there is definitely a very good chance of that happening. Tina says, and why is Aladdin wearing a shirt? He had on a vest and his upper body was shown. Plus, did they cover up Jasmine's midriff? Yeah, I'm not sure exact about that. Obviously, it's still very early. I want to say there were some early images showing the classic attire. However, would you honestly be surprised at that point? Like, seriously, would you honestly be surprised? Because their mindset would be like, oh, well, we don't want her to be sexualized and we don't want her, we don't want young kids to, fantasize. It's like, okay. So you're just going to change everything about the original cartoon? Okay, gotcha. All right, gotcha. Again, like, I'm okay with that kind of stuff as long as you are, compensating it with a good story and character arc and effects. But if you're not going to do any of those things, if you're going to choose actors that play Jafar, and if you're going to choose to do really bad CGI genies, and if you're going to choose to continuously remake movies that don't need to be remade, well then, when you make those kinds of small choices and small changes that really just seem unnecessary and small and trivial, it's like, we're going to go after it. Because you've given us every reason to not trust you at this point. And Tina says, I might have to challenge you. The author of Twilight, though, I've heard the author of 50 Shades is even worse. Might be a tie. Well, okay, I will counter that by saying the primary reason why the writer of 50 Shades is worse is because she has admitted this. This is public knowledge. The writer of 50 Shades has admitted that 50 Shades is essentially Twilight fan fiction. So basically, you had a fan of Twilight who wrote fan fiction, changed the characters' names and stuff, and occupations, and we got 50 Shades. So, yeah, fan fiction became 50 Shades of Grey. Super says, Twilight didn't spawn one of the worst. It spawned 2 of the worst. Without Twilight, we wouldn't have 50 Shades, total flaming garbage. That's true. Absolutely right. We wouldn't have gotten all of the crappy Twilight movies and then all of the crappy 50 Shades books and movies on top of that. So, no, I think you're right about that. Gabriel Alejandro Pandiela Rodriguez, it's official. Disney has ran out of original content. No, seriously, they've run out of original content. Seriously. If you look at the entire slate of movies coming out in the next year or so from Disney, maybe 1, max 2 films are original. Maybe. And I think they're all coming from the animated branch, if I'm not mistaken. And also, as I said in the video, they've gone on record to say that they're going to try and bring in more identity politics-driven stories and narratives into their animated series, into their animated movies. So they basically have no place. They basically have no location, no film franchise, pretty much nothing to be able to really go back on and say, hey, look, we still got this and it's still really good and we haven't touched it with all this identity stuff and all of this politics stuff. They don't have it anymore. And it's really sad. Steph says, you are behind the Congresswoman. Oh, the Congresswoman. Oh, the Congresswoman married her brother? What? Ugh, that's weird. That's just weird. I don't like that. Marvel Man TV says, what score do you range for Captain Marvel on Rotten Tomatoes, both critic and audience? Sorry for all the Captain Marvel questions. I have one more, and that's it for Captain Marvel. Hey, Marvel Man, I don't mind the Captain Marvel questions. It's just leave your question one time. I will let you know if I have to skip chats and if you've posted a question to repost it, but you only need to post it one time, dude. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get to that question. So easily my prediction. So Over 95% from critics. No question. No doubt in my mind, Captain Marvel is going to get over 95% from critics. Over 95% of the critics that review it are going to give it a fresh rating. No question. Audience rating, I would actually, to be honest, to be perfectly honest and unbiased, I would say between 60 and 70%. And the reason why is because there's going to be enough casual viewers who are going to be almost immune and numb to political stuff that they're just going to say, oh, look, explosions. Oh, look, action. This is great. And enjoy themselves. Because you can still subjectively enjoy a bad movie. I mean, we know this to be a fact. I love The Room. It's objectively a terrible film, but subjectively it's so much damn fun. And I think that you're going to have enough people who have that subjective experience that they're going to be able to look past objective flaws. And so because of that, and because Rotten Tomatoes is very much controlled by not counting half-star reviews and everything like that, I would say between 60 and 70% for the audience score. I mean, obviously it could be higher, I would say. I don't think it's going to go below 60%, to be honest. Just, again, 63% is for some reason the image I see in my mind. But it's not going to be below 60%, but I don't see it it's definitely not going to be over 80. I know that for a fact. So that would be my range overall, but definitely 95% or higher for critics. Sheng Long, thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Consider adding another monthly subscription service in addition to Patreon. I would subscribe on Patreon, but I and many others stopped using their platform after they started banning users for political reasons. Well, Sheng Long, thank you very much for the super chat, and I am indeed looking for alternative options because I know that a lot of people have either left Patreon or want to leave Patreon because they don't want to use the platform because of the nonsense that they've been doing. So I am looking for alternatives. The unfortunate thing is I'm not finding a viable enough alternative that is enough like Patreon with like the good things that Patreon offers for me to want to jump. And also, I'm only going to jump if the majority of my patrons want me to jump. And at this point, the vast majority want me to stay because there is no other alternative. Many of them have said, if there's ever a stable alternative, I will follow you and I will jump to that platform. But we don't have it yet. So once we have a viable alternative to Patreon that offers similar stuff, then at that point in time, I will have no question, no difficulty switching over. But at this point in time, Patreon is unfortunately one of the best things that we have. So, doesn't mean I like it though. Big Daddy Sunbeam says, silly Odin, women can't fall, or women can't fail. Well, in reality, they can. In the real world, they can, because guess what? Anyone can fail. Whether you're a man, woman, no matter what race you are, no matter what gender you think that you are in your little head, everyone can fail. Every single person. No one is perfect. All of us make mistakes. All of us fail at some point in our lives, including Captain Marvel. But that's why I love her character, because he's so flawed. Sure. Soulsaz says, Odin, am I the only one who got that blue song playing in their head after witnessing the Genie? See, the first thing that popped in my head was Avatar, because I hate the movie, and anytime I see a giant blue creature, I think of, oh my god, Avatar. And oh my god, we're getting 5 to 6 to 7 more films. In fact, James Cameron has gone on record to say that he will make Avatar films for as long as he can. And my god, I am praying that Avatar 2 bombs in 2020, because nothing would make me happier than to have all of those movies just stop. Because the last thing that we need is another resurgence of this crappy 3D technology. Seriously, it's because of Avatar that we had like 2 solid years of just really crappy 3D, like not just 3D films, but movies that were later transferred over into a 3D technology. It's just like, oh, it's so bad. Jeremy, I can't call you. I'm live streaming. Maybe I'll call him in a bit. Put him on speaker. Nigo says, Odin, have you watched the parody trailer of Captain Marvel? Laugh my ass off. No, I have not, so please link me to that if you can. Frank the Tank, arf arf puppies may come tonight. Oh, well, congratulations. Congratulations to Frank and everyone else there. Gabriel says, Odin, all SJW NPCs are actual pedos. I wouldn't say all. I'm never going to use that kind of language just because I think that there definitely are, and I think they're protected. Absolutely. No question in my mind is Hollywood protecting some really disgusting people. I mean, Harvey Weinstein was protected for a very, very long time, and I guarantee you many of them knew so much. And all these women who are coming up and saying, oh, women's rights, and ooh, hashtag me too, and ooh, I stand with you, sister. Oh, look, I'll wear a lapel pin. All these same women are the same ones that know probably countless names of despicable men and women in Hollywood who should probably go to prison. But they're protecting them because they're either friends or because they know that if they do, their careers are over. which just shows you really how brave that they are in the process. Let's see. Super says the only other thing feminist Captain Marvel is literally calling Biatch Planet, and it's about a patriarchal society that sends strong independent women to jail. So cringy. Oh my god. So what he's saying there is the writer of Captain Marvel. So if y'all don't know, the movie Captain Marvel, and this is one of the many reasons why I'm going after it so much, is because the Captain Marvel movie, the idea, is based off of a comic adaptation, a reboot of the character that started in 2012, so only 6 years ago at this point. And what it did was it basically took the Captain Marvel, took Carol Danvers, made her into Captain Marvel, which again was not the original Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was originally a man. And then at one point we had a female Captain Marvel, but she was an African American. Oh, but we can't talk about that. Oh, we can't talk about that. That's too real. That's too real. So there was that. And then the comic was doing so bad. The comic never got off. Even though the character of Miss Marvel, etc., has been around for a long time, it's never been a good-selling comic in the first place. And so it came to the point where in 2012 they rebooted it into Super Feminazi Captain Marvel, written by a Super Feminazi. And that also has done terrible and has been rebooted 4 times since then. And so what you're left with here is just a terrible concept. That is what the movie Captain Marvel is based off of, that 2012 Divergent storyline that is super woke in SJW. So the reason why I'm so worried and concerned is because if you have that as your basis for the story, and if you have Brie Larson, who has made no secret as to what kind of a person that she is, well then, yeah, we probably should be worried about what kind of a story that we're going to get, and also what that might have an impact on in the future with the MCU, because guess what? People don't want to be preached to. People don't want that nonsense shoved down their throat, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to feel it in their wallets. But yeah, so basically what he's saying is the woman that wrote that entire storyline started in 2012. The only other thing that she has written, apparently, is something called Biatch Planet, and it's about a patriarchal society where independent women are sent to jail. Very similar to how, a lot of women, like, I'm sorry, no. It's an insult to women to say women. There are some crazy SJW feminazis out there that will dress up as the Handmaid's Tale and try to say, we're living in those times. Really? Really? So you're telling me that, we're living in a society where women are forced to become pregnant and bear children? Really? We're in that society? Last time I checked, we live in a society where the Supreme Court has decided that you can kill a child. And there are now states saying, oh, by the way, it doesn't matter how far along your child is, you can kill the child at any point, even if the child is alive outside the womb. Oh my God. Sorry, that's a whole other topic for a whole other channel. But, man, seriously, though, these people, these feminazis are just full of themselves. Super says, the writer of Captain Marvel's husband is actually legit talented, though. Wouldn't surprise me. But we can't say that because then we're not giving her due. We're not giving the women her due. Mary, thank you very much. Mary Vidalis, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Super chat because reasons. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And guys, go check out Mary Vidalis. She just hit 200 subscribers, I believe, on YouTube. Go give her a sub. Go show her some love. Bartosz Tomaseski. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but welcome to the channel. And I am just so far behind now. This is insane. Guys, you are all insane. Alex Martinez, thank you very much. You said, that's the worst part of the Captain Marvel. I love the MCU and the DCEU. Warner Brothers knows how to make a true strong woman hero. Wonder Woman and Gal Gadot are what a true hero is. She's how you make a female hero. But here's the other thing, too. The reason why I love Wonder Woman especially is because neither Gal Gadot nor Patty Jenkins, the director, at any point turned it into a feminist speech. At no point. And that's what I love it so much. They just said, no, she's a badass, period. And if they were treating Captain Marvel in the same way, I think a lot more people would be on board. But they're not. Instead, they're trying to pretend, they're trying to act like we never have gotten any type of female hero before in history, and it's just not true, and we're not buying it. The general audience is not buying into that nonsense. Suicide Grunt says, I thought they were a kids company. I know, right? Adam Shawhan, what's going on, bruv? Alex Martinez says, so with Captain Marvel, this really worries me about Endgame and the state of the MCU's future. Kevin Feige already confirmed they are going woke for the future films. Yes, he has, and obviously I think Captain Marvel is going to be at the center of that, which is why I'm worried for the future of the MCU. The reason why I'm not worried about Endgame is because I covered this in a video within the last week. It's because the Russo brothers have gone on record to say that they have made very sure and clear that it's not going to end with Captain Marvel beating Thanos on by herself. So that's the one thing we do know, and it's because the Russo brothers are smart, and they understand that that's crappy and lazy storytelling, and they've admitted saying, yeah, people would be bored by that, which they're absolutely right, and not to mention they'd be pissed off. So I'm not worried about Endgame. I think that they'll be able to handle Captain Marvel, and they'll be able to make her just a part of the crowd and not like some kind of 4-star. But the movie, her individual movie, is a whole other story altogether. So Super says, the only part of Disney that's still kind of okay is Pixar, but even they're doing some unnecessary sequels. Yeah, Pixar is the only real branch that's doing anything, but even they apparently are thinking of going woke in the future too, which was really, really sad. Where is Rose at? Psh, psh, you should have been around, Frank. Then you would know. Gabriel says, The Room is a diamond of a film compared to all of these soy-based garbage films made by Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm. Oh my God, seriously. The Room is just like, mwah. The Room is the peak of filmmaking. And if you have not seen, there is I don't even know if it's a real trailer, but check out Tommy Wiseau's Twitter, because he released a trailer for a shark movie that he is apparently directing, and it looks so good in all of the best ways. Let's see. Scouts of Entertainment, thank you for the Aussie $2 super chat. Good day from Australia, Odin. Well, good day, Scouts. Glad to see you here. And Raven Coon 84, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Danny Agent 87, do you think all Disney wokeness is due to Bob Iger wanting to start a political career in the Democratic Party? I don't think it's solely to do with that. I think that his politics are definitely an influence. I think that his own political motivations might have some impact on the decisions that he makes, but overall I would not be surprised if it's just him on his own, not only bringing these things but allowing, because I don't think it's all coming from him. I think he is hiring people, and these people are making the decisions, and he's saying, okay, yeah, go right ahead, because I agree with that. I believe in that. That lines up with my political ideology, and he's just letting it happen. And hopefully he learns very soon and very quickly that you can't run a business like that, because most people don't want that stuff. Most people don't want that crap. Adam Shawhan says, the puppies are ready. They may come tonight. We will let you know. Thank you very much, Shawhan. Appreciate it. Suzagaran says, thoughts on the hybrid dinosaurs from the Jurassic World movies? Yeah, the Jurassic World movies, to me, the first one was okay. I never even saw the second one. I heard it was bad. And I love how Colin Trevorrow was what a true great director is. Him and James Wan are like just... To me, they're what every director should strive to be, because both of them said, if the movie fails, it's on me. And even Trevorrow says, if you hate this movie, that's me. That's on me. And he took total blame for it. And he understood that a lot of people did not like the movie. But when it comes to the actual hybrids, I honestly, I think that they ran out of ideas, because it's like, well, we can't just have the same dinosaurs anymore. But at the same time, from a story element, it does make some sense, because at the same time, it's almost like a commentary on the audience, where in this world, dinosaurs have now been normalized to the point that they have to keep things interesting. It's very similar to the entertainment industry, where everything has become so commonplace that someone has to create something new and crazy. And so it's interesting that they've kind of, they played that story out, but then they themselves kind of fell into the trap of providing the same old, and nothing really new or interesting, which I find very, very compelling nonetheless. Alex Martinez says, the greatest teacher. Failure is. That is true. Yoda says wise words. Zen Waters, I've heard to just make your own donation service. Yeah, I've heard that, Zen. I don't know how to do that. Like, I could say, oh, donate on PayPal or something to that effect, but then the reason why Patreon's so good is because people can say, I'm dedicating this amount of money every month to this person, and it does it automatically, and I don't really have to keep track of it. And then there's a dedicated website where I can get access to exclusive content and to have a direct contact to the creator, things like that. So there's just a lot of things that services like Patreon offer. So if there's something similar to that, I would be totally on board for switching, but there really isn't one that comes close, to my opinion. Shine says, yes, Odin. Yes, I think the same thing. Peabody says, but Odin, I am perfect. Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble. Donald Hudson says, Odin, so from what you're saying, episode 9, might as well be a fan story. At least it would be new. No, I think that, to be honest, Donald, I think that if they were to go that route, if they were to make episode 9 just into the biggest fan service film of all time, giving the fans everything that they've wanted for the past 2 films, let alone like the last 30, 40 years, I don't think it would save anything, but at the very least, people could say, you know what, this trilogy still sucks because unfortunately The Last Jedi is still there and it's still canon, but man, was that movie fun. If episode 9 can at least be fun, I think that it can probably get a pass from a lot of fans, even the Phantom Menace. But that's a lot. That's a lot of expectation for that film to be able to produce. So, Rogue Baron, what's going on? He says, hey, you want to play a dating sim except you are in high school with Stalin and Hitler? Sounds like something fun to play on stream. What? What? Dating simulator, but you're in high school with Stalin and Hitler. That just sounds like it has so many problems to it. That just sounds like that can cause so many problems that I'm probably just going to stay away from that altogether. Hi, everyone. What's going on, bruv? Soulzan says, Hollywood, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious. I agree. Marvel Man says, sorry, I was not aware you went one by one. I'm used to copy and pasting so you could see. Anywho, how would you fix Captain Marvel's personality and make her a good character? Marvel Man, trust me, I know. And that's the reason why I love this channel and the size of this channel, especially the live streams, because it allows us to do individual comments. As long as you put my name in there, I will read it, and I will always let you know if for any reason I can't because the chat gets crazy backed up and I maybe need to end the chat, or if the chat jumps and I can't get back to those comments, I'll let you know if you need to repost something. But I like interacting with you guys, and that's why I love this channel. That's why I love Asgard. That's why I love this entire community, because y'all talk to each other, but then we got to talk as well. And everyone, I feel like, gets their voice heard. So you don't just have to send super chats to get heard like on some of the bigger channels. And I'm not going after those bigger channels because that's how some of them need to handle it. But yeah, no problem at all. As far as how I would fix Captain Marvel's personality and make her a good character, I would probably just make her a person. Instead of focusing on her gender, which is what they've been doing, I would just make her a person. I would tell the story probably more on the lines with Miss Marvel. I would probably start there and then have the movie end with the binary character of Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel combining together as one. And I think that would be a way that you could tell the story and also still at the same time have your female heroine. But I think that would be a much more compelling story than, oh, we're just going to have her be a strong woman and she's finding out about her past and it's all about how she's been told she can't do anything because she's a woman. It's like, seriously. This everything about the character that's been revealed to us so far has just been so cringeworthy. Nico Blue says, Captain Marvel weird trailer on Aldo Jones' channel. Thank you for that. Johnny 5 says, I feel like crying. SJWs are ruining my life. Well, Johnny 5, don't cry. Johnny 5 is alive, and Johnny 5 is loved here. Peabody says, you missed Mary's karaoke night. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that she had posted that. And, yeah, I don't know how to feel about whether I'm glad I missed it or not, because I love singing, but at the same time, too, I don't like being put on the spot. And last time, Mary put me on the spot and made me sing, and I didn't like it. Patrick Bedell says, the early 2000s Avatar Nickelodeon TV show is a masterpiece. The movies are complete trash, but the movie shows amazing. Again, when I'm talking about Avatar, I'm not talking about The Last Airbender. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Avatar, James Cameron, giant blue Smurf people. So never get that confused. And trust me, I do indeed hate the fact that it's called Avatar because it makes everyone confused. Mark Oquist says there was another blonde female Captain Marvel as well. I actually did not know that. Doesn't surprise me, though, because that's just, how things go. Let's see. Super Anime Gamer says, might have said this before, but just to make everyone laugh again, Carol Danvers' comic has been rebooted about 4 times, selling only 20,000 every issue. Captain Marvel and Biatch Planet both sell for $4 to $5, which, based on my understanding of comics, is just bottom of the barrel, not good at all. Frank says, that isn't how baby back ribs are made, right? Donald Hudson says, I'm an hour away from not plebeian status. Boom! Donald Hudson is almost a citizen of Asgard and will very soon be leaving the plebeian status. And if you want yourself to no longer be a plebeian in Asgard, you need at least 50 hours of watch time, of which I have a few awesome dedicated people. Alex Martinez says, preach abortion in those states pushing to say the baby can now be killed outside the womb. I understand, different topic, but I'm fed up with all this BS from the left. No, I'm right there with you, man. And I know that not everyone wants to hear that. Everyone's like, keep the politics out of it. For me, it's not a political issue. For me, it's a very clear moral issue. It's a very clear moral distinction, and it is murder. And if you're going to tell me to pretend like murder isn't happening and that murder isn't a big deal, I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen for me. But I also understand that people want to talk about movies, and so I will definitely stay on topic as often as I can. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, what did you make of the BAFTAs? How do you think they'll align with the Oscars? All right, very good question. So even though I'm boycotting the Oscars, so again, please, if you want to boycott the Oscars with me on February 24th, the night of the Oscars, we're going to be doing our own live stream in protest, in boycott of the Oscars, and it's going to be our own award show. And there is a ballot that you can fill out. It was a ballot that all the categories were voted on by you. All of the nominees were voted on by you, and now all of the winners will also be voted on by you. Heimdall should be posting the link to it throughout the night. Valkyries can post the link to you if you need it, so just let them know, hey, can I get a link to the poll? And what you can do is you can vote on the ballot, and all of the winners will be read on that night. However, I am also still following these things because obviously I still follow it to a certain extent because I'm a movie person, and so I should know these things. And so BAFTA is not. BAFTA in the past, or more so recently, over the past like 10 years or so, has really tried to not only spread the wealth as far as their awards are concerned, they want to make sure that every movie gets kind of a piece of the pie, but they're also more and more every year trying to become more of an actual predictor of the Oscars, because the more they can do that, then the more trust people put in their selections, and then of course that just makes them look like, if they won there, then they'll win the Oscar, and so makes them seem more important. However, when it comes to BAFTA is voted on by the British Academy, meaning that only members of the total Academy for the Oscars who are British and a part of the British Academy are so basically it's a large section, but overall it's like a small subset of the overall Oscars. So even though Roma won, and even though Roma won Best Film, and so even though it won Best Film at the BAFTA Awards, that does indeed mean that it's very strong among the British contingent, but also the BAFTAs vote on popular vote, and so therefore it was the choice that everyone had for like their number one choice. The Oscars, though, don't use that system. In fact, the Wednesday Raven Awards also don't use that system. We use a ranking system. What that means is that it's not just how many number one votes you have, it's also how many number twos, number threes. Because let's say you've got 50% of your votes are number one, but the other 50% are eighth. Well, then overall, that score is not going to be nearly as strong as if you've got maybe 25% first place votes, but then your other 75% is between second, third, maybe fourth place. Obviously, that's a higher weighted score. And so BAFTAs help a little bit because it definitely shows momentum of Roma. And I'm definitely going to say that Roma is by no question a strong contender to win Best Picture at the Oscars for a variety of reasons. But I'm still also kind of in the mindset of many where I tend to go with the PGA Award winner. And the reason why is because the Producers Guild votes using a preferential ballot system like the Oscars does. And so what that means is that when Green Book won, it means Green Book got more of those first, second, and third place votes. And so the question with Roma is that, is Roma going to be able to get not only first place, but also second and third place votes compared to the others? Wednesday Raven Awards actually work in the same way. Obviously, many people are choosing Avengers Infinity War as number one. However, if a lot of movies get more number twos, number threes, or Infinity War somehow gets a lot of eighth place votes, brings down the overall weight of the total, overall the weight of where it ranks, and that could end up taking it out of contention. But yeah, anyway, I know it's a little convoluted, but that's what I think about as far as BAFTA is concerned. So it's a good indicator, but it's not everything. Gannison, welcome, Gannison. How's it going? Greetings from Malaysia. Thank you so much for joining us from Malaysia. Seriously, this channel is amazing. This channel is amazing. This community is amazing because we've got people from Australia in here, Malaysia and here, the UK, all over the world. It's awesome. The fact that we're all here at the same time and the same place is truly fantastic and amazing. Let's see what we got here. Rogue Baron says, just watched the Big Shark trailer. Dude, seriously, go see the Big Shark trailer. Tommy Wiseau is directing another movie, and it's got a giant CGI shark, and the CGI is about as good as the Genie is in the new Aladdin movie. Which just means it's amazing because it's a giant shark, and Tommy Wiseau is in it, and he's directing it, and it sounds, oh my god, it looks so good. Patrick Maduff says, Pixar is already woke. Their new short called Pearl hints white man, bad, and women are victims in the workplace who should be put on top, and people are freaking out because it has the word ass in it. Really? Okay, when is Pearl coming out? I thought someone had mentioned that. I want to say maybe it was you that mentioned it either in the Discord or somewhere else. And what movie is that going to be premiering in front of, and where has it been revealed? Because I would be interested to see that. Let's see. What's going on, Ruth? Odin listening. Great live stream. Well, thank you very much, Ruth. I appreciate that very much. Mild Peril says, you have the greatest wrenches, Valkyries of any channel I've been in. Hail. Thank you, Mild Peril. And I would agree with you because my Valkyrie, Tina, and Steph are top notch. They are amazing people. You know, Frank and Adam, they come by every now and then. They've been kind of busy with like real life stuff going on. But as far as the Valkyrie are concerned, Tina and Steph, they are just phenomenal people. And I need to give just a huge clap, shout out to them because they do amazing work, and they are just amazing, and also just beautiful people too. Like seriously, they are some of the most genuine and some of the most kind people I've ever met. And the fact that I've met them through this channel, and that we have just, you know, the conversations that we have, you know, pre and post stream just randomly throughout the day, it always just brings joy to see like these random, because like what usually happens is that when Tina wakes up, she usually gives me like a giant paragraph of what's going on for the day, but I love it because she always has so much passion, and that's what I love about both of them, is that they both are so passionate. They both love film, they both love Star Wars, they both love this community, they love just the entertainment industry in general, and they're just so ticked about everything going on. So they're awesome. So hail to the Valkyrie indeed. Donald Hudson says, Odin has a fever that can only be cured but more like button pushes. There are 74 people in here. Can you please smash the like button? Appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. The real Callum Anderson, welcome, says, I miss when Miss Marvel was a smoking hot babe that enjoyed a nice martini and fought bad guys in a skin-tight black leotard. Why can't we have that movie? Oh, because we just don't live in that day and age anymore, brother. Let's see. Abu Nas, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Guys, go sub to Abu Nas. That man can rap like the best of them, and he's an awesome, cool, chill, real dude right there. Man, you're the hardest working all-father in history. Love you, bro. Keep doing God's work. Tina and Steph, awesome queens. Bring me on one day. Abu Nas, I would love to do that, man. So let's be in contact and try and get that figured out for the future. But guys, go sub to Abu Nas's channel. He's an awesome dude. He is real. If you like people who keep it real, he's one of them. Alex Martinez says, Odin, you're about to hit 9,500 subscribers. That's 10,000 incoming quick. All deserved, and can't wait until you hit 100,000 subscribers. It's still a while. I would say it's probably still several years before 100,000 becomes a reality. But no, I was noticing that earlier today. Because I was looking at it, and actually, according to my own count, because all of the counts are on different times for some reason, but according to my count, we are now past that 500 mark. At this moment, we're at 9,519, which is insane because we celebrated 9K like less than a week ago, and we're already more than halfway to 10K, which is amazing. So seriously, everyone here right now, if you're especially a recent subscriber, if you've been around for a while, thank you. Like, this is just amazing to me. The fact that we're almost at 10,000, a number I never thought possible. The fact that you guys are so supportive of my videos now that beforehand I would maybe get 1,000 videos, every now and then, 1,000 views every now and then. Now every single video gets like guaranteed 1,000 views, and even more so. Like lately, every video's gotten like at least 3,000, and that's insane to me. I mean, I'm just in my own mind, I'm just like, I'm a nobody high school teacher who started to film himself less than a year ago. and enough people were like, dude, I feel exactly what you're feeling, and I love what you're doing, and it's just been incredible. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this community. It's been great to have you all here and to interact with you and get to know you. Like some of you, especially the Valkyrie, I've gotten to know them so well as people, and it's just been awesome. It's like not just subscribers, but like I've created a lot of friendships out of it too, and it's just really awesome. Seriously, guys, you're all just mwah. Thank you. The All Father sends his love and his praise. So Alex Martinez, thank you very much for those kind words. Modern Dude Thing. Hey, Odin, sorry I missed movie night. Modern Dude Thing, no problem at all. If you want to watch it, there is the original link that's on Discord. It is unlisted because it affects the algorithm, etc., because YouTube sucks. But if you want to watch it, just the full stream, and you don't have the link, welcome to Asgard channel, my secondary channel. I always upload all my live streams in full up there to be seen in their entire glory. Let's see. Rogue Baron made a comment before everything jumped on me. So let's get back up to Rogue. Rogues assemble. All right. Lord. Oh my goodness. This chat is lit tonight, guys. This is insane. Oh my goodness. So I have a couple of Rogue Baron comments. Oh boy. There it is. It says, yo, Odin, I'm so far behind in the chat, but by the time he reads this, the title for episode 9 has been revealed as Sweet Sounds of the Sea. You're probably right. Also, Edwin Sarabia, welcome to the channel. CT says, Odin, it's not Hollywood, it's Hollywokeland. Ah, yes, that is true. Alex Arpita says, thank you about how you just described the garbage, Brie, and modern comic Captain Marvel. I'm a huge comic book fan and have always the original Captain Marvel and classic Miss Marvel before they ruined her. And I think a lot of people who love the comics feel that way. And again, I'm someone who openly admits I never read the comics. I'm not a comics guy, but I did enough. I care enough about it to have, watched several videos talking about it, giving me the full history of it, full breakdown of it, doing some reading. And yeah, it's insane to me how they had a character that many people probably would have been more excited for, and they decided to go with the woke 2012 version. Peabody, Alita is a cyborg and oozes charisma. Captain Marvel is whatever and does nothing. Yeah, Peabody really liked Alita, so I am actually excited to see it now because of that. Edward Coleman, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Says, can we please... I understand what you're all saying here, but I don't... personally, as many of you guys know, I'm a Catholic. I don't like abortion being used as a joke, but I'm going to read the comments since you did donate. You said, can we please have a late-term abortion of Brie Larson's career so I don't have to listen to her spit garbage that only a rich blonde white girl could get away with? I agree about the career aspect of it, but I personally don't like the language. But thank you, though, for the donation, man. I appreciate it. And I understand and agree with your overall sentiment that I definitely think that Brie Larson, I think she's, to be honest, I think at the end of the day, she is going to ruin her own career by this because, yeah, this might be popular with the executives and the higher-ups, but if she ever stops making money, and if she is not successful, they're not going to stand up for her much longer because they also see money. Let's see. Hyman says, which duos were awesome? Any choice. Conan Bros. Credits not... the Coen brothers, No Country for Old Men versus Wachowski bro sisters. They're the Wachowski brothers. I don't care what they claim to be. They're brothers. Versus the Russo brothers. Russo brothers. Coen brothers definitely have a longer lineage, but as far as movies that I would watch over and over again, Russo brothers have more films that fit that bar. So, G-Monkey says, unfortunately, Han dead, Luke dead, Leia really dead, Star Wars Plan 9 is dead to me, so is Star Wars. G-Monkey, you and a lot of other people feel that way, and I totally understand where you're coming from, and I feel that way in a lot of the situations, but at the same time, too, if they objectively give a fun movie, I'm going to get back to you guys and say, hey, if you don't want to spend money on it because you want to boycott it, hey, I fully support you and fully support that decision. But here are my thoughts. Here is what I thought of it. Here's what I think the movie brings, etc. And so I will definitely let you guys know my own thoughts when I go see it, but also know that I'm not going to be, I'll be buying a ticket to something else. That's kind of like, someone said it's the Odin method. It's been around much longer than I have, but I think it is a very effective method, so... All right, let's see what we got here. Super says, giant Smurf people with weird tentacle braid thingies, no less. Thanks, Cameron. You truly are a genius. Yeah, seriously. Where the braids themselves are not only used for sex, but also for riding animals. That's what always disturbed me about that film. Wait a minute, so you're telling me that in order for the Na'vi to have sex, they connect their ponytails, but they also connect the same ponytails to animals in order to ride them. Okay, sure thing. Frank says, World Class BS stealing Solo made more money than Captain Marvel comic. Oh my goodness. That doesn't surprise me, but also that tells you all that you need to know. That a from the ground up grassroots effort, raising money effort, made more than an official Marvel comic. That tells you how bad the current state of Marvel Comics is, specifically Captain Marvel. Super says, and it's not a women's rights issue either. It's not. It's a human rights issue. And that's the problem. Alex Martinez says, can't wait for Raven Awards. It's going to be fun and great like how the Oscars should be. I'm going to try and do the very best that I can. And, you know, obviously I'm trying to hype it up because I'm excited for it. And it's really cool to have people who have, you know, over 100 and, let's see, we're almost at 150 people, I think, who have submitted ballots. 148 ballots have been submitted so far. And so the fact that those many people have put their word out is just incredible. It's just amazing to me that they took the time to fill out the 24 categories. So, yeah. For all that filled out a ballot, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm excited for it. And I really hope I'm able to live up to what I hope it to be. Let's see. Super says, oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about BAFTA. Was the only award that seemed remotely interesting when the nominations came out. Hated they dropped Bohemian Rhapsody, but other than that, okay. Yeah, and I don't like that they dropped Bohemian Rhapsody either. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, why are you going to punish the entire film for the potential actions of the director? Like, the other thing too is that he hasn't been convicted of anything. He's been accused. And they left it around, oh, it's been a credible accusation. Well, there's a lot of credible accusations, but just because it's a credible accusation doesn't make it true. Doesn't mean that every single thing that person said is completely 100% accurate. So at the same time, you know, it's that dangerous slope that the #MeToo campaign has really put us in. Is that, yes, there are people out there who are now feeling confident enough to share their voice and share their stories, which I think is a great thing. I think that anyone that's ever been assaulted or abused needs to put that stuff out there. And if they possibly can, file a lawsuit. Because, you know, that's, if you want to stop it from happening, you need to actually go out there. And I know that some people say, oh, you can't say that because you don't know what it's like to be in this situation and to be treated this way. But at the end of the day, for me, it's like, but if you want actual change, what you need to be saying is not, oh, women, you're oppressed. Oh, all women are oppressed. And instead of playing that game, what you need to say is, if a man, or anyone for that matter, does anything to you, whether you're a man or a woman, that is inappropriate in the workplace, say something. Hire a lawyer. Sue them. If they rape you, like, get the education out there. The only way this is going to change is education and action. Teach them that if this happens to you, immediately get a rape kit. So that way you can, you know, prove that it was them and then get their ass in jail. Because guess what? You know, at the end of the day, nothing is ever going to change if you just say women are oppressed, women are victims, etc. There needs to be more to it than just that. Action needs to be the primary focus, because without action, it's just a pretty hashtag that brings a lot of people together and brings warm feelings, but doesn't actually do anything. And that is totally relevant to the modern day culture. The modern day culture cares more about, oh, but is it trending on Twitter? Oh, I wonder what AOC has just said about it, because that's what really matters. Or let me put it out on Twitter. Let me tweet it out. Let me put it on Instagram. That's what they care about. And if they're going to continue to live in the digital space, which is what all this is them trying to say, oh, the digital space is a new frontier. Okay, but if you're keeping everything in the digital space, nothing will ever happen. Nothing will ever change. But at the end of the day, I think for a lot of these leaders especially, that's what they want. Because guess what? If the problem goes away and changes, they're not leaders anymore, and therefore they have to find a new reason to stay relevant. So let me get off my soapbox on that for a second. Dark Paladin Gaming, Sup Odin, and moderators, what is going on? Hammett Shirt, hold on. Johnny 5 says, is that a mini Odin on your mic? No, it is not. It is Prince Voltan from Flash Gordon. Sorry, I just blinked out for a second. Gordon's live! Dive! Hamster89 says, good evening, Lord Odin. Do you have any sci-fi fantasy stories that you'd like to make into a movie, book, or just a story in general you think should be made into a film? Thank you for that question, Hamlet Shirt. There's been a story in my mind that that I think would be a cool story. It's one that actually I made up. It's based on scripture, but basically it's a adaptation of the Book of Job. And what it is a person finds out, it's totally fiction, by the way, it's not biblical, other than it using the book of Job. It basically is a story about how it's revealed through various means that the book of Job is not just a story to showcase the relationship between God and man, but it's actually a prophecy. That what it's trying to say is that God indeed made a deal with Satan, and that at some point in time, what's going to happen is a giant war. And at that time, wherever you are in the world, it also has a little bit of Constantine in it too, saying basically angels and demons are among us, and they're constantly influencing us to make good decisions or bad decisions. And when we die, wherever we're leaning towards is where we get pulled towards. That's the army that we get chosen to. And in the end of time, the apocalypse, revelation, as it's literally, again, I don't believe any of this. This is, again, fiction. So, but at the end of time, no matter where you are in your life, if you're leaning more towards the good than the bad, at the end of time, everyone's souls get ripped from their bodies and gets pulled to either side. And then at that point, you have basically a giant war that takes place between Satan and his army and God and his army, and chaos ensues. So that's like an idea I've had for a while. I'm not a writer though, so I would never hope to write that into a story. And I know that it borrows from a lot of other stories, but I just think that it would be a really badass thing to see personally. Alex Martinez says the Oscars and the All Be Hollywood Awards need to just end. This nonsense need to stop until they become fully objective and fairness. I know it won't ever happen, but one can dream. I would say the first award show that needs to go is the Grammys. The Grammys have become such a joke because there's literally a Grammy for every genre and subgenre now that I don't think there is a single person that is a somewhat big name in music that has not at one point won a Grammy. Like, winning a Grammy to me is like, congratulations, you lived today. Like, it just is a silly thing. Edward Coleman, thank you very much for the $2 donation. A little extra money for making you read something that made you feel uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm definitely on your side on the debate. Hey, Edward Coleman, again, I'm totally on your side with where you're coming from. It's just I don't like using something that is a moral evil in a joking way. That's just something that I've always not felt comfortable with. I know you didn't mean anything by it, man. Thomas Gilkey says, hey, everyone, just got to say, Odin, love your videos. Well, Thomas Gilkey, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Rogue Baron says, wait, Moral Engines wasn't good. Why isn't on the list? I never saw it by my boy Peter Jackson did an oopsie. Yeah, I never saw Moral Engines either because it got terrible reviews and it just looked bad and no one went to go see it. So it was a giant flop. Oh yeah, Moral Engines lost like $50 to $80 million. It was a big flop. Cheyenne says, I miss just dealing with my wiener dogs on YouTube. Yeah, I see what you tried to do there. Vlad Riot says, I'm a Dane. I believe more in Odin than God. Obviously, culturally speaking, I can understand why that would be the case. So thank you for putting up for my Christianity. Lily Patton says, I'm still working on my Harry Potter fanfic, The Dark Twin, on the writing site Quotev. Ooh, interesting, Lily. That sounds really cool. Super says, is Tommy Wiseau's Big Shark movie once again by his mysterious millions? Still dying to know where he got the funds to make The Room. I honestly think he got it from investments. I think that he just was very good with money and was somehow able to cash out on his investments and was able to just, spend so much money on that terrible movie that was so great. Steph says she does. Suicide Grunt says, I just watched the Big Shark trailer and I heard the Godzilla victory roar in it. Oh my God, seriously. The trailer is so good if you've never seen it. The Real Callum Anderson, favorite Pixar movie? Ooh, oh man, Pixar. I feel like a lot of people would say like Toy Story. And while I'm tempted to say Toy Story 3 because I honestly think it's a perfect film, which is why I'm so pissed at making a Toy Story 4, I would probably say, oh God, I need a list of the films in front of me because this is a big choice, all right? This is a giant choice. I'm saying what my favorite Pixar film is. And I don't want to leave any out. I don't want to forget any. Up was great. I love Up. WALL-E was good. Brave, I love. Ratatouille. Bug's Life. I really like Finding Nemo. Monsters, Inc. Oh, man. This is a tough one. All right, list of Pixar films. Ratatouille, Cars, Brave. Coco was actually pretty good too. All right. Well, now that I have my list of official Pixar films and not just Disney films, I would probably say a film. My favorite would be a film that I would watch like over and over again and I love. I'm actually gonna go with Up. And the reason why is because if you were able to get me to cry in the first 5 minutes of your movie, if you were able to tell a better love story in 5 minutes than in 99% of almost any quote-unquote romantic film that has come out over the past 20 years, that's a great movie. So, Up. My final answer is Up, with a close second being Toy Story 3. Jakin75 says, hey, how's it going? I was watching TMZ, and there was a guy dismissing everyone's opinion about Will Smith being a bad genie because we wanted him to be blue. He said the internet is always upset. No. Again, as I said before, Jagan, like, two things can be true at once. He did not look good with just the random hairstyle that he had, and he was just Will Smith. Like, that didn't look good, but at the same time, the reason why we don't like what he is as a genie is not because he's blue, it's because he's CGI, and the CGI looks terrible. So there is a specific reason as to why we don't like it. So, Stand Up for Star Wars says, always like hearing Odin. I don't do too many videos because he explains it way better than I ever could. Common sense stuff. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And dude, if you want to make videos, man. Let your voice be heard. Seriously. I don't know what I would do without you, Tina. Nico, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Thanks, bruv. Oh, man, I'm so far behind. Oh. My dog is upset. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, I'm so far behind. Oh, and luckily it did not cut off anything. But Nico Blue, thank you very much for that. Peabody says, I'm halfway to 10K to I have 62. Nice, Peabody. Soulazaz says, if you were my high school teacher, I might have showed up more. Well, keep in mind, I teach the curriculum, so I try and keep it interesting. Maybe my guys don't realize how good they have it, but also, too, you know, most of them are 15, 16 years old, so, you know, I understand why they're not into it. Tina says, I'm glad you appreciate my morning rants. Of course. Mikey Martinez, what's going on, bruv? Vlad Riot says, you have a great positive community. You have not been a victim of all the internet gangsters that spend more time trolling others than following the actual topics. Your content is not empty. Look at me crap, but interesting facts. Well, thank you, Vlad Riot. I appreciate that. And I always try and keep it as such. I don't ever want to become that person that is just, again, doing personal attacks or doing anything like that. I don't like to talk bad about people. If you give me a reason to say something bad, like, you know, Brie Larson attacking all of white men constantly, then I'm not going to go after you. So, but thank you, Vlad. I appreciate that. Alex Martinez says, hey, Odin, you're not a nobody high school teacher. I know what you meant by that, but never count yourself out like that. Jeremy does the same Geeks and Gamers how I found this channel. Well, again, Alex Martinez, I'm just going to be, hold on, my dog is eating one of my DVDs. What are you doing? You did damage to this. So I have this really cool lenticular Cabin in the Woods DVD, and this is what look at River just did. You ruined it. I'm kidding. It's a DVD. It's a coaster. This might as well be a coaster, but seriously, you shouldn't be eating that anyway. I love you, River. I love you. But now, because of this is your punishment. This is River. This is the one that was just eating it. Hi guys. My name is River. I'm very I don't like being seen in public. And, I'm very high up, too, Dad. Hi. Oh, sweet kisses. Hi. Say hi to everybody. I'm sure I'm going to fall so far in the chat now, and everyone's just like, oh, cute dog, cute dog, cute dog, and I'm not going to see it in, like, 10 minutes. But that's okay, because I wanted them to see you. But you got to stop, okay? She's looking around. She's like, is there something up here I can eat? Oh, Prince Voltan looks pretty delicious. Oh. Mwah. Love you. Stop eating my stuff. All right, yeah. Get in your cave. Get in your cave. She's the one that always likes to sleep underneath my desk. So stay there, and we'll be good. And Willow's like, Dad, I'm also cute too. Yes, but you're also very large. She's a very large puppy. All right. Anyway, Gannison, thank you very much. Appreciate that. But also Alex Martinez, thank you very much, man. But I'm never gonna fall away from that mindset because I never want to become I never want to become an egotistical asshat. That's my fear in life, and one of the ways that I try and guarantee that is by self-deprecation. Let's see. Gannison says, love your videos. Well, thank you very much, Gannison. I appreciate that. Tina says, was nice enough to give up the Saturday Closet to my birthday, Master and Commander. That's all my time favorite movie. Yeah, Tina. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be watching Master and Commander, and I'm very excited for that. Antonio Rivera says, okay, you're probably gone at this point, but all right, bud. Get better at Fortnite. Cool Barab says, I referred to her as Cheese Larson. Nice. Alice Martinez says, I cannot tell you how excited I would have been if they would have made Captain Marvel movie faithful to Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Photon. Also, Brie Larson is the worst casting of all time. I would agree with that. Again, beforehand, had you asked me, I would have said, no, she's a good actress. And you can go back and see videos where I say, oh, I actually like her as an actress. I think that she's got a lot of range. But ever since we've seen the trailers, it's like, well, she's not showing any of her talent. So... Antonio Rivera says, I don't play Fortnite anymore. You need to try out Apex Legends. Sure, Antonio. James Clark, hail to you, good sir. Mary says, I need you to review Grave of the Fireflies. I need to watch it first. I have it in my collection, but I still need to watch it. Tina says, Gary Nadrotic said he's so angry with Disney at this point, he will be buying a ticket he will be buying a ticket to anything else for Marvel and might even do so. Oh, so he's not going to buy a ticket. Okay. Wow. Rogue says, the Navy Tales are just modern USB cables. Changed my mind. That's a good point. It's a Trap Production says, my lord, may I shamelessly plug a poll I'm running on Twitter? It's to help decide what game I'm going to stream next. Go and plug away, good sir. And my Valkyrie will hopefully be able to help you out with a posting the link to it. Let's see. Hybrid says, thanks for the correction. My bad. Coen Brothers. Wow, surprising. Didn't answer. Didn't expect the Russos for you. Seriously, though, I too love these directors. It's sad they will be done after Endgame. I agree. I think that they're the only ones I would trust to protect the future of the MCU with this, woke agenda that they seem to be trying to push. They're the only ones I would trust because they care more about good. They would care more about good storytelling. But at the same time, too, I do like the Coen Brothers. Don't get me wrong. Coen Brothers are great. But as far as films, again, as I said, that I could watch over and over again, it would definitely be them. Mary Vidal says, you haven't seen it yet? Fail. Well, thank you for the super chat. And I know I haven't seen it, but I own it. So I'm halfway there, right? Halfway to seeing it since I already own it. Super says, that and the writer for Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel made this her career. Jeff said, did it as a hobby for fun, if I'm not mistaken. Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. Makes a lot of sense to me. Big Steve, what is going on, dude? How's it going? Super says, and with Bohemian Rhapsody, just a personal opinion because of how long he's been accused. I have no doubt Singer is a creeper, but he was fired. Why should the film have taken the fall? No, I totally agree with you. I think that at the end of the day, the film should be not treated in that way. And also, too, I don't agree with this whole mindset. I don't agree with this whole mindset of, oh, let's just rescind this. Let's take this away. It's the same with colleges, too. When colleges, take away honorary degrees and things like that, I'm just like, why? Why? Just pretend like it just doesn't, I don't understand it, personally. Fire, if you still have them actively under your contract, fire them if they're doing something like that. But the whole, let's erase them from existence, it was kind of like the whole situation with All the Money in the World when Kevin Spacey got in trouble and they decided to refilm the entire film in 2 weeks with a new actor. And even though I think they did a pretty damn good job for doing that in 2 weeks with Christopher Plummer, I was also just like, why? It's like I want to actually see the Kevin Spacey cut of that film because it actually looks somewhat interesting with him under all that damn makeup. As Martinez says, also great Deadpool short. Thank you. This was actually a birthday gift. And yes, it is Deadpool riding a unicorn. Fight me. Super says, also agree with you what you're saying completely. Well, thank you. I don't remember what you're talking about, but thank you nonetheless. Mild Peril, what's going on? Hybrid says, by the way, rest in peace to Oreo, the real raccoon who inspired Rocket. I saw that. Sad to hear the guy go, but hey, that's life. Yeah, 10 years old, I think, which I guess I don't know how long raccoons are supposed to live, but yeah, it's sad. What's even worse to me is that the article that I was reading didn't have a picture of the raccoon. Made me so upset because I wanted to see that cute little guy. But it is sad. Hamilton says, you have me at Book of Job. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, God, Antonio Rivera, the Gospel of Job. So, no. The joke, Antonio, is that Job was a prophet. All right, so fun story, and anyone that's a student who is like a senior or a junior. No, I think the seniors are the only ones that really got the biggest like whiff of this. And so basically we, in 9th grade when I had these guys, because now they're all seniors. It's insane. I can't believe I've been teaching for 4 years. Anyway, they're seniors now, and so they still make these jokes about this very topic. And so when we were going through, in 9th grade, we do Old Testament and then go into like the New Testament. So in the Old Testament, we talked a bit about the Book of Job. And so one of the questions that we ask, or that I would ask, would be about the major and minor prophets. And so I would always put Job in because I was like, oh, well, Job's not a prophet. And so, therefore that's the one option you don't choose. But almost every single time, there would be several people that would choose Job because for some reason they thought that it was a prophet. And so when we were going over the test, I'd always go to that question and be like, guys, Job is not a prophet. And I said it so often because they made the mistake so much that it became this joke with them where they would on tests write like in a short answer saying, I don't know the answer, but Job is a prophet. And I'd be like, God. And so to this day, they still will go after me and tell me about how Job is a prophet. So you got it wrong, Antonio. That was the joke, not the Gospel of Job. But anyway, I have a few things to get to. Hamlet Shirt 89, thank you for the Canadian $5 super chat. I'm sorry to bug you, but could you please send a shout out to my daughter, Genevieve? She's taken an interest in you, 6 years old. Hey, Genevieve, how's it going? First off, beautiful name. And your dad's awesome. Thank you very much for watching the stream. You're awesome, Genevieve. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, girl. Oh, that's cute. I love when Donald Hudson, and Donald Hudson's watching. So if Trin's watching, Donald Hudson. Shout out to Trin. James Harold says, Hollywood is evil incarnate. I would agree to a huge extent. Hamlet Shirt, I hope you're talking about, the movie that I did. Okay, well, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Ro Baron says, but women get to pick their side, so not to be sexist. Tina says, everything borrows from other stories. Ask Disney, they borrow from everything. That is true. Alex says, that movie idea is epic. You should get it written and made into a movie. Nah. If someone wants to buy the story for like nothing for just a writing credit, let's see. Thomas Gilkey says, if I had money, I would send a super chat to Odin. Well, Thomas Gilkey, just you being here, dropping a like is more than enough. Also, Anija Connor, welcome to the channel. Alex Martinez says, I couldn't agree more. The Grammys are the worst ever and need to be the first to end. Damn right, son. Malpero says, screen snipe Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers, steal his views. I don't have that power. Zen says, about joking on moral things, I've heard a lot of people lately in Twitter throwing out the phrase kill yourself, which I found horrifying. Oh, God, yeah. I don't like that at all. And it's, especially as someone as a high school teacher who knows the stats when it comes to how like suicide rates have just skyrocketed over the last couple years. And not all of it is because people are saying those types of things to anyone online. It's obviously a part of a bigger cultural problem of people isolating themselves. Internet, I think, is a big problem and a big contributor to that. Also, too, I think the culture overall has become so sensitive to everything that everyone takes the fact that you had people who had to take the day off from class because someone won a presidential election. The fact that people are still to this day mentally hurt and emotionally scarred by an election tells you all you need to know about the current state of this generation, especially. And so it really is sad to me to see people talk that way because it's a big problem. Like, for the first time ever over the past few years, the life expectancy of the United States dropped. And it's because of an increase of drug use and suicide. And so whenever I see people use that kind of language, it disgusts me. And it makes me really sad, because I'm dealing with kids who are going through various struggles and are acting in various ways to internalize, and it's so heartbreaking to me to see it happen, and it's soul crushing. It's soul crushing when you find out various things that happen, and so I agree. I just think I think it's disgusting that people talk to each other that way, and I'm right there with you, seriously. Jane75, Grammys was odd and strange last night. They go out of their way to do things the audience does not want them to do. J-Lo and Motown does not mix at all. It is a joke, and Album of the Year was odd. Yeah, I don't even follow it. So all I heard was that a country artist won Album of the Year, and I think because I got like a random news alert that was talking about it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, man. Speaking of which, I'm seeing if I have any notifications I need to get to. Not yet. You're doing great. Odin says, Modern Dude thing. Well, thank you, man. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Wall-E is pretty good. Incredibles 1 is also great. Super says, is it Cars 2? I bet it's Cars 2. Oh, you know it. Cars 2 is Cars 2 is one of the worst Pixar movies of all time. Oh, you troll. How dare you? How dare you, sir? Oh, there are the River comments. God, I'm so far behind. This is ridiculous. Let's see. The real Colin Anderson, good choice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Peabody says Will Smith was a blue, fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Wes Agrabah, born and raised. You're going to go and you live with your uncle and auntie up in Blue Bel-Air. Oh, man. I don't own The Last Jedi, so that wouldn't happen, Mild Peril. Super says, Up was amazing. My personal favorite has to be Finding Nemo. Great one. Monsters, Inc., a close second. Always loved Monsters, Inc., but Nemo was my sister and I's favorite movie when we were kids. Good memories. And I think both are great. Again, I love most of the films that Pixar has released, but if I had to pick a favorite at this point in time, it'd be Up. Entertainment Hacker says, I joined your Discord. I'm just not sure what it's for. Just wanted to pump up the numbers. I was 118, I think. Yeah, so the Discord, basically, you can chat with the people. So it's a way for you, if you want to keep the conversation going. So if there's people that you're talking to on here on the chat, when the stream ends, boom, Discord. You can keep the conversation going in private or in the public forums. There's also voice channels, too. So if you want to talk to the people, you can. Sometimes I jump into those as well, and you can talk to me. Let's see. Entertainment Hacker says, I guess both Odin and I are teachers. Yeah, there's a lot of teachers. Surprisingly. Suicide Grunt says, Mahler reacted to the Aladdin trailer and he said, what have they done? I agree. Yes, indeed. Hashtag RIP, rest in peace, Cabin in the Woods. Seriously. And I love that movie too. Jagan says, CGI and Will is bad. I'm just tired of these media companies lying about the audience being upset and are quick to dismiss complaints. I agree. Everyone's saying, baby doll, cute dog, says James Clark. Thank you. She is indeed. Scooby-Doo-Doo. She is cute. And now she's asleep in a tiny little ball at my feet. So it's even cuter. Peabody says, Rivers Coaster is there. Gonna be a giveaway. Maybe what I should do is have my dogs, like, destroy things and then be like, hey, guys, it's gonna be a part of the giveaway. Any DVD or Blu-ray my dogs destroy, I will give away. Hiram says, River has more 0.1% cuteness than the overrated Shaggy Me. Lily Patton says, you should do a Rose Tico figure giveaway. I only have one Rose Tico, and it's from Australia, so I'm not really ready to give away. I'm not ready to part with her just yet. All your Rose Tico is here to stay. Israp says, thanks, my lord. Odin, I'm running a poll on Twitter to decide my next game to stream. The choices are Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Batman Arkham Asylum, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I would vote Old Republic or Arkham Asylum. I've actually seen gameplay for Arkham Asylum, and so I know that's a fun game to play. And then Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, I think, is always a good choice. It's one that I kind of even want to play myself. Alex Martinez says, awesome answer, and Jeremy says the same. You guys are both truly humble. Also, I understand I self-deprecate myself, too, sometimes to keep myself in line on top of making fun of myself as always. No, seriously. And I think also it's what keeps you sane. If you take yourself too seriously and if you don't understand that you can make fun of yourself and that others can make fun of you in good fun and good jest, then you take things too personally, it can really lead to some very dark areas. And so I try to avoid that when I can. Soul Assassin says, Odin, a few days ago, some dude flashed a lady at the store and 20 other guys chased him and held him until the cops showed up. Such toxic masculinity. I know, right? But everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, the man shouldn't have done it in the first place. And so that one man is the sign of the culture. No. The 20 that went after him, that is the sign of the culture. The fact that 1 out of 20, you can't do math, but obviously, and they can't do math. It's sad. Ivor says, Deadpool on a unicorn versus John Wick on a horse. Ooh. Not gonna lie, John Wick on a horse is pretty badass. Super says, I agreed with what you said about the current trend of female victimhood and what to do in the case of assault. Tony Rivera says, Job's movie blog. Damn you, Antonio. Zuber says, P.S. Your shirt is amazing. A store near my house is selling them. I should go buy one. Yes, do it. Tina says, you and your students and Job. Yes, seriously. Job is just Hamlet's shirt. She's beaming. Donald Hudson said, oh, wait, Hamlet's shirt. Great. Awesome. I'm glad that Genevieve is beaming. So if she's still watching, hey, Genevieve, you're awesome. Keep being awesome. Donald says she loves when you shout her out. I'm glad that Trin likes it. Trin, you're awesome as well. Seriously. Robaron says, can you please give a shout out to my homeless friend Pablo? He wants you to take him to prom. Pablo, listen, Pablo. You're a cool man and everything, but I'm already taken. Ooh, what you say? Ooh, what you always meant well. Oh my god, I love that. That meme is just fantastic. I love it. Sorry, random segue. That's what I do. Bro Jeremy White says, sounds like a slight spin on the prophecy with Christopher Walken. Maybe. If it is, it was not my intention. So let's see. Where are we? Oh, we're almost caught up. Let's see. Soul Sad says, are you the kind of teacher that has candy on your desk to show you're awesome, but if any student touches them, God help them? No, I'm a floater. So I had my own classroom last year, but I don't have one this year, so I float between classrooms. So no, that is not my thing. Mal Peril, you forgot to remember to forget my last super chat. Don't make the same mistake this time. Remember to forget better next time. Yes, Mal Peril, thank you. Actually, no. Wait, what did you just say? Sorry. Rhaegar Targaryen says, Odin is a mater hater? Mater hater? What? Peabody says, Odin, I will admit, I was a little miffed that I didn't win a Grammy for the Peanut song, but I understand that they couldn't include it. It would have taken every category. Guys, the Peanut song is amazing, and everyone should go listen to it. Peabody, if you want to find a way to post it, please do. Zen says, yep, I'm a teacher too, or I would be if someone hired me. Social studies. Dude, I hear that. Again, as a theology teacher, I'm very limited to the schools that I can teach, and so I know just how hard it can be to teach in various schools. So Hireman says, let's argue Bruce the great white shark from Finding Nemo only flipped out because of smelling blood. Hashtag Bruce did nothing wrong, group Thanos. I'm on Bruce's side there. He's a victim of circumstance. Okay, he's a victim. Pro Comic says, you two-timing Odin? I'm two-timing? How am I two-timing? What? Jenkins says, will River and Willow give out the awards, the Raven Awards ceremony? They will be present. I think that I will definitely allow them to give out an award or two. Yes. I will do what I can. Peabody says, everything I send you is a gift, so they are yours, but I hope you are using the calendar. To be honest, man, I cleaned up my room not long ago, and I have no idea where I put the calendar. I know it's somewhere in here, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Peabody. I'm going to try and find it. Pat Rideau says, I wrote this at 8:10 p.m. It's 8:13, so I am right there, man. Jagan75 says, sub to Josiah Rises and John Talks everyone, and of course, PewDiePie. PewDiePie. Yes, indeed. Sub to PewDiePie. Josiah, isn't he the new guy over at Geeks and Gamers? Because if so, he's awesome. He's great. And then, yes, John Talks. My boy, John Talks. We're going to be doing a collab soon because I still need to have him on my channel for once. So look forward to that in the future. I need to get out with and reach with him. But yeah, sub to John Talks. He's awesome. He's good people. He is good people. Tina says, we're the Valkyries. Yes, they are. J75 says, did you see the Gordon Ramsay animated videos? It's on YouTube and it describes this man insanely funny. No, I have not seen that. It sounds interesting, though. Rhaegar Targaryen says, Mater is... Oh, Mater. Okay, Mater hater. Thank you. I needed that context. Mater is the truck from Cars, played by Larry the Cable Guy. You said Cars 2 is bad. Yes, it is bad. It's terrible. Thank you for the context. It is terrible. I've been catching up with a lot of comments. Yes, it's terrible. And yes, I guess I am a Mater hater because, Lord, that's awful. Anyway, guys, I've finally caught up with the chat, so let me go ahead and take a little bit of a sip of this, and then we're going to start to wrap things up for the night. Rhaegar, I know, man. I know. Context is key. Gordon's alive. It'd be like if I said that and you were like, I don't understand. Well, if you saw the movie, you would. What movie? Exactly. Feels good on the throat. Throat's very sore and tired right now. Not good. Hyman says, who is the most charismatic Ash from Evil Dead versus Han Solo from Star Wars versus Star-Lord from Guardians? Most charismatic? God. Charisma, I'd actually probably say Star Wars. No. Star-Lord, sorry. Charisma, I would actually say Star-Lord. If we're just talking charisma. Star-Lord. Stig Johansson, hello Odin and everyone else. What's going on, Stig? What's going on, bro? Suicide Ground says, Big Shark is my new #1 of 2019. Seriously, Big Shark, go watch the trailer for Big Shark. It is so damn good. Frank says, check out Odin's Patreon. It is worth it. Well, thank you, guys. Yes, guys, if you would like to become a Patreon member, I offer some pretty cool stuff. I do a weekly podcast that you can have access to. You get your own private feed to it as well. And basically what you can do with that is you can copy and paste it into iTunes. You can copy and paste it into Pocket Cast and to several different podcast apps. And every time I post an episode, it'll just come straight to your feed on your phone, on your computer. And you can download, listen to it on 1.5 speed. I wouldn't recommend it because I already talked fast to begin with, but it's there for you. If you sign up for a couple of tiers, you also get a t-shirt for the first month that you are a patron at that level. And if you're at the highest level, you actually have the opportunity to be on a patron exclusive live stream. Still working out with my two guys, Outpost Dyer and Laura, who are awesome people. And we're trying to figure out a day that we can get all of them together. And when eventually there's more people who, hopefully if there's ever more people up on that tier, well, it'll just be, I'll pick an arbitrary day and time, and then you just do the very best that you can to make it. Because obviously if it's like 6 people, it's going to be like, oh my God, how could I possibly schedule this? But for right now, since it's only 2, I'm going to try and make sure I have a good enough time to get them all up on the same time. 8-Bit Boy says, 2:15 here. Ideally, I need sleep soon. Yeah, I'm going to be ending it soon, man. Super says, darn it, this means I have to start working again. Well, luckily, my teacher didn't post my assignment online, so if I screw up, it's his fault. Not just kidding. Yeah, sure. Hyman says, Star-Lord did nothing wrong. He is the key for Thanos to die like Jar Jar Binks for George Lucas. Alex Martinez says, your live chaps are always legendary. Keep up the great work as always. It's an honor to serve by your side in Asgard. Well, Alex Martinez, thank you. I always appreciate your comments too, man. Thank you. Amos Singh, welcome to the channel. Jagan says, Odin, the person that won Album of the Year was Casey Musgraves. I was trying to tell the fans they don't promote her much at all compared to tons of new artists in country music who are younger. Interesting. Steph, what is that? Is that dancers? Dancers? Dancing Queen. Mild Peril, have a great night, you too. Mr. Peabody, Odin, because when we all get together, we make peanut paste. That's true. Shine says, I was the first. You were. And then you abandoned me. Super says, since Patreon operates on a monthly basis, would you allow us to give the monthly amount via Streamlabs? So in order to get the perks of it, right now I'm just keeping it on Patreon only because I don't want to make things crazy and have to write things down and stuff. And also, I send out the messages on Patreon, and I don't want to have like multiple messages streams going on. So that's why it's exclusively on Patreon for now. If I'm ever able to finally get a viable alternative, though, that will definitely free up some ability there. So, Nigo says, Jedi or Sith, what would you like to be? Gray Jedi. The Angti monks. Stig Johansson says, I like that Odin has almost the same 6-pence cap I walk around in. Must be a Viking thing. This is actually funny. So this hat is actually for wrestling fans, this is a Sami Zayn hat. And I saw it one day and I'm like, I like flat caps, but all the ones that I looked into were just too big. And then I found this one. I'm like, no, this is the perfect size, and I love it. So but it's such a great hat. Hybrid says, thank you, brother, for the stream. God bless and good night. God bless you, sir. Super says, okay, that makes sense. An idea I thought I wanted to ask. And again, I'm definitely going to try and get that going. But anyway, a huge shout out to all of my patrons. Let me just refresh just to make sure if anyone else has joined since then. Sometimes that happens. So huge shout out to A Gray Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weirder Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Mr. Peabody's evil twin, I already said that, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sarif, Proper Jeremy, The DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. You are all amazing and beautiful people. What do we got here? Peabody says, but you can still get all of the love on Discord. Yes, indeed. Tina says, Odin posted it on his Twitter feed. I don't know now. I think Odin posted it on his Twitter. Wait, what? What did I post? What did I do? Vlad says, what is your opinion on the Star Wars new villain? I don't really even care at this point, sadly. I just don't care. I just want it to be an entertaining film. Jake says, Drake's speech at the Grammys was great. He told celebs that the reason they do music is because they love it, and talked about working people paying for their concerts and inspiring artists. That's cool. Super says, good night to the Allfather and stream watchers. Good night to you as well, good sir. Tina says, the Shark trailer link, did you post it? Yes, I want to say I posted it on Twitter, but you can find it for yourself. Just look up Tommy Wiseau Shark trailer, and it should be one of the first things that pops up. But anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. And you are all amazing and beautiful people. Seriously, guys, thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being members of Asgard. Join us tomorrow for the one-man low council, in preparation for the high council, of course. And thank you for being awesome people. Love you all so very much. And as always, God bless. Have a good one, guys.